So today I'm going to be going over how to make a pineapple and turmeric smoothie. Now this is really good as far as having anti-inflammatory effects. We talked about some of those earlier, and turmeric kind of acts like an NSAID in that respect. So this is not too difficult to make. It's relatively quick, not too many ingredients, pretty easy preparation. So there they all are. We've got some coconut water, some coconut flakes, black pepper, chia seeds, we've got the ground turmeric, fresh pineapple, and a fresh lime. So the first thing I'm going to start off doing here is preparing the pineapple. Now, you can just buy canned diced pineapples, but I figured, why not? I've never really carved up a pineapple before, so it seemed like fun. Show you guys how to do it. Not too difficult. Start just by cutting off the top and the bottom. Then I'll get to work here on the sides. As you're doing this, be sure to try not to cut too much of the sides off. You don't want to lose too much of the fruit. And you'll see here, yeah, I had to go back and get some of these parts on the bottom, but I tried to salvage as much of the fruit itself as I could. So once you get these little bits off right here, the next thing we want to work on is actually getting the fruit off of the core. So you'll see here, yep, that bit right there that I'm gesturing to, that's not really all that good. That's not edible. So we want to get as much of the meat of the fruit off of that as possible. And then I'll just take that core there, toss it in the garbage. Next thing is just dicing it up. So not too hard, that's the pretty easy part. Just dice it up into little cubes. Your blender can take care of the rest, and you're going to want about, like right there, a cup of diced pineapples. So now we're going to get into the actual smoothie prep. So the cup of diced pineapples, again, you could just do canned if you like. Half of a peeled lime. Now this is pretty interesting. When I started doing this, I figured that a lime would be just as easy to peel as maybe an orange. As you can tell by the sped up footage, I was not correct. So it took me a minute here. I'm certain that there's an easier way to do this, and I would recommend looking that up if you intend on making this, because it did take me a couple minutes, and I'm sure that I did it wrong. Very proud of myself getting that lime out, tossing that in there. Next thing is just a tablespoon of chia seeds. Now these are obviously pretty healthy, pretty good for you, got a lot of positive health benefits. Also probably the most expensive ingredient on this list. Next thing is just a tablespoon of shredded coconut. Again, pretty easy. Just toss that in there, add some pretty good flavor. Now we got the teaspoon of ground turmeric. Now, a word to the wise, if you've got one of these little shaker things like I have here, I recommend taking the lid off and just scooping out your teaspoon instead of trying to shake it in there like that. It's pretty thick powder, a little difficult. But next thing we're going to be moving on to is just a dash of black pepper. So curcumin, the chemical we talked about before, is pretty poorly absorbed by the body, but black pepper contains a chemical called piperine, which enhances curcumin absorption by about 2,000%. So the next thing is the coconut water. And this is going to act as our liquid base for this smoothie. Now, as you can tell, I've got the coconut water with the pulp. You can use regular water. I chose coconut water just to enhance the flavor a little bit. Toss it in the blender here, and you can blend it for about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how thick or not thick you want the smoothie, and also kind of depending on your blender. So there it is, got that nice yellow color from the turmeric. My roommate was kind enough to taste test this for me. Judging by his reaction, it's not too bad. So that's how you do it.